Hey guys, it's Mel, and welcome back to my Married at First Sight reality recap podcast. So, we're on to episode 6 of season 8, and this is the first dinner party for this season. I had high hopes for lots of drama and lots of fun going on. So, yeah, there was a bit going on. So let's get straight into it. So at the beginning of the episode, though, they do touch on how the honeymoons kind of ended up for a few of the couples. So Beth and Russell, they went glamping, which looked kind of cool. But unfortunately, there seemed to be kind of no spark between them. Beth was saying that she's just not feeling that instant connection with him, and she's a bit upset about that. So yeah, hopefully they can work on that. Samantha and Cameron spent the night apart, which was interesting. And Belinda and Patrick started becoming a bit withdrawn after the little bath incident. But then they went skydiving, and apparently that seemed to fix everything. So, yeah, guys, if you're having relationship problems, the advice from Married at First Sight is go and skydive, and you'll be fine. Yeah, so now the couples were all heading to the dinner party. But on the way back from the honeymoon, Brett and Booker were just acting hilarious, of course. I'm doing this weird little funny video, which I thought was great. Anyway, before the dinner party, Cameron actually messaged Samantha, asking her to meet up before the dinner party so they can have a chat and try to figure things out so they can go to the dinner party together. Samantha declined his invitation and decided that they should go separately, and then if he wants to come and talk to her at the dinner party, that's up to him. So I don't really get that reasoning. That really doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, so that was a bit weird. Coco was nervous about seeing Samantha again because she didn't want any fights to happen. But Sam said that he had her back, no matter what, which was good. I thought that was a good kind of advancement in their little kind of relationship setting. Yeah, so Jason and Alana, they'd had a fight prior to the dinner party due to no deep conversations between them. So yeah, so they came in, they were the first into the dinner party, and the experts are not really kind of feeling their vibe too much. They're saying like they didn't walk in holding hands, they kind of didn't really talk to each other. So you can see there's kind of a rift between them at the moment. Next to walk in was Belinda and Patrick. They were holding hands. They looked really happy, which was great. Joe and James, same thing, holding hands and looking happy. And then we had Melissa and Bryce walking in. Yep, again, holding hands, looking happy. Russell and Beth came in after that. They seemed to be pretty chilled out. And then like they all started kind of getting into their little groups, having conversations, like the boys were all together, the girls were all together. And then basically straight away Bryce is like asking, like to who was he talking to? He was talking to Jason. He's like, have you guys slept together? And he's like, yeah. So it's not really the first thing you should be asking people anyway. So then Samantha rocks up by herself, and I just felt so annoyed with her decision on doing that. She comes in, everyone feels all sad and sorry for her because obviously her husband's not there, and she wouldn't say anything, but she did say, he left me on our honeymoon. And I think she's blowing that way out of proportion, and she knows that saying that, everyone's going to feel sorry for her and they're all going to end up on her side because she's the first one who's walked in. She hasn't said much, but the things that she did say was enough to get people on her side. So I don't like how she was saying that and saying that he left her on their honeymoon. All he did, he walked off from that pub conversation they were having, but he offered to catch up with her before the dinner party and she refused. But she didn't mention that part to anyone. So it's just really annoying me the way that she kind of went about that. Like, yes, I understand her frustrations and his frustrations, but like they should have talked about it before they went to the dinner party. Don't bring it into the dinner party and get everybody else on board. Like, that's your issue to deal with. Don't bring other people into it. Anyway, after Samantha came in, Rebecca and Jake came in. They were happy as well. Booker and Brett came in after that. And it was really cute how Brett introduced Booker to everyone. He's like, oh, this is Booker. She's my wife. He was really proud of her. Like, it was really cool to see that pride that he has for her. I liked that. And then, so of course, they go off to chat with people. Rebecca gets sitting down to all the girls and she starts talking about Jake to them and just the stuff she was saying. Like, she kept saying about how he tried to shove his tongue down her throat, which is not true. He just leaned in to kiss her. He didn't try to shove his tongue down her throat. She's making it much more dramatic than what it actually was. So that was really frustrating for me to listen to as well. It just seems that there's just this thing of like, oh, let's over-exaggerate what's happened to make it sound really bad. And I don't understand why she's putting him down so much. He seems like a really nice guy and he's trying hard to kind of get to know her and everything and try to like do stuff. But when he came and sat down next to her when she was talking to the girls, she basically just ignored him and then sent him off to go and get a drink for her. And you could see how defeated he looked. And it was just like, that's really disrespectful. Like, and the faces she was making when he stood up and everything, I'm not there for that. I'm not interested in that. Then Cameron walks in. Before that, Coco and Sam came in. Apparently Sam knows Cameron from outside, which is interesting. And I bet half of these people know previous contestants as well. It always seems to be all in their little friendship groups. So Cameron comes in, and then there's this big thing of him. He comes in and like all the guys kind of jump up to greet him. So he says hello to all the guys, and it takes Joe telling Samantha to get up and go and speak to him, because she was just going to sit there and just wait for him to come to her. He goes and says hello to her, and then he says hello to all the other ladies, and then he just goes and sits down. And then we have a new dinner is served guy. He's all right, but I don't like him as much as the dinner is served guy. I like that guy the best. I don't know why they got rid of him. He should have stayed on. But anyway, new guy, good work. You said it nice and clearly. Everybody knew that dinner was served. So good on you. Good work, mate. So the actual dinner, like they actually serve dinner this time. Like you see the food that they're getting. It looks pretty delicious actually. So they're all kind of sitting around. The experts were like, oh, we really like the dinner parties because they can't escape. I'm like, are you trapping them there on purpose? Because they just seem to feed off this drama. The drama is it feeds their soul. And I'm not going to lie, it does the same for me. The drama feeds my soul as well. So, yeah, I do enjoy the dinner parties as much as the experts do. So around the table, like there's all conversations going and you just hear Rebecca talking about the tongue shoving stuff and she's just openly criticizing Jake and it's just getting too much and you can see how upset he is by it and it's really rude. Like I don't think like it's not the way you speak about someone that you're trying to get to know. Like it was just bad taste to me. Coco had some funny little observations about a few of the couples. She was going on about them, and she was saying how when she saw Patrick, she got like angel vibes from him. So she's so funny. I love Coco. And then, of course, Samantha and Cameron still arguing away with their problems. But then Joe actually says to Cameron, "Hey, Cameron, how are you going?" And then finally, he kind of gets his chance to speak, but Samantha ends up doing a whole thing and wouldn't let him join in. He had to wait until she was finished. And she's still really set on the one night stand thing, which I don't think that's what it was. I think she's really hurt from the honesty box, from what he was saying about she's not his usual type. He doesn't have an emotional connection yet. So she took that as him rejecting her, and the fact that it happened after they were intimate, I think that is what triggered her emotions so much. But she just won't listen to his side of it, and she won't accept his side. That's the problem. There's not the communication there that should be happening, and they really both need to go and actually have a talk together and not just get everyone at the dinner table to join in. So it's just getting a bit annoying anyway. So after Cameron kind of walked off partway through because he just couldn't handle it anymore, Coco goes up to Samantha because she wants to have a chat with her and kind of clear the air from the hens night issue. So Coco basically says to Samantha, thanks for not writing her off and giving her a second chance. And Samantha's like, oh, that's good. So good to see that those two have kind of patched over whatever little rift they had at the beginning. So I'm hoping that this is now going to help things kind of calm down in the girls area, because just so much girl drama goes on in this series all the time, and it's just, it really turns me off having female friendships because you never know what's going to happen behind your back. So it was good to see that they are being mature about that and they're moving on from that. So then we go back into the dinner party, and we've got Sam chatting to, I think he's chatting to Jake, and I think it was James, might have been someone else. And Sam's like, oh, so who do you think is the best looking girl here? And the guys are like, and Jake's like, oh, obviously my wife is the best looking. And Sam's like, oh, no, you don't mean that. And then Sam goes on to say, oh, he thinks Alana is the best looking. So obviously he's chosen Alana. I just said, oh my gosh, I just said he's chosen a llama. Oh my God. I need to get some sleep. He's chosen Alana because she has the chest size he desires. That's what I reckon. So that's, yeah, I think he just wanted to kind of get that off his chest, no pun intended, or maybe it was. So now we know that Sam has the hots for Alana. So we're going to see how that goes. I have a feeling that he may try to crack onto her at some point. Hopefully there's not going to be any little scandals happening around there, but there probably will because it's great television. So why not? Yeah, and then Russell started feeling a bit bad for Cameron, so he went and had a chat with him, kind of getting his side of the story. Basically, Cameron is just done with it. He wants to write leave at the commitment ceremony because he just cannot handle this drama from Samantha anymore. He feels like he can't get through to her. So this is kind of understandable with what's happening between the both of them. It seems logical that he would feel that way. So, and then at the end of the dinner party, John walks in and surprises everyone with the fact that there is no commitment ceremony this week, but they all are going to be moving in together with their partners. So Samantha and Cameron looked absolutely terrified. Everyone else looked overjoyed. So that was a great little surprise for everyone. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting to see how they go for this week living together before they even get to write leave. So that's going to be really interesting. And then apparently next, it's going to be confession week. I think that's going to create a lot of problems. So I'm excited to see what happens in that episode. Yeah, so thanks guys so much for listening to my podcast today. So that was episode 6, the dinner party for Married at First Sight season 8. Yeah, so as always, if you have any questions, comments, whatever you want to chat with me, I'm on Twitter, just add Mel, so find me on there. And yeah, I'm looking forward to watching the next episode and giving you my thoughts on that one. So thanks everyone. See you next time. Bye.